This is the Tier 9 Russian medium tank, the T-54, and it is a pretty dang strong vehicle in the literal sense of being strong. This tank has 120 millimeters of upper plate armor, about the same as an IS-3, but this is a Tier 9 medium, and you can angle this pretty dang well. So it's got fantastic armor for a Tier 9 medium, the turret is very, very troll, and not to mention, it's got two very solid gun choices. Now, the gun I'm running is the gun that leads to the Object 140, and that's the gun I would suggest to run, but it does have some drawbacks. The biggest one is if you wanted to grind the T62A, which I would highly suggest to do first, you're probably not going to waste 40, 30,000 XP. I'm not sure how much it is because I've had these researched for years, but it's definitely out of the way where you'd most likely just go for this gun and get straight to the T62A. But as you can tell here, the 62A gun has better aiming time and better penetration. But other than that, yeah, it's got way, way worse dispersion. Its dispersion is so bad that it's about the same as a vehicle like an IS-7 at this level. As well, its damage per minute is a little bit less, so yeah, it is pretty much just a worse gun apart from the penetration. That's really the only thing you get on it, where I'd rather have that little bit of extra DPM because the heat pen still stays the same as it is. So you're really not losing that much to gain a lot of advantages. But as I said, if you're grinding the 62A, might as well just get the gun for the 62A and skip all the effort of grinding another gun and then making it to the tier 10. Now, the T-54, as I did say, has about 100 millimeters of frontal armor, which is pretty dang strong. That means in a tier 8 game, vehicles like the T-54 Lightweight, the T-32, all the tier 8s that you fight very, very rarely are able to penetrate you, even with standard ammunition. So they're going to have to load premium. And when they're loading premium, obviously, it's less damage on your vehicle. And when this thing has a pretty solid amount of damage per minute going for it, it tends to fare pretty well for it. The 54 is also decently quick for, again, that pretty solid armor. This vehicle used to be one of the best tier 9s in the game. Everybody wanted it. And, well, it's definitely lost that because they nerfed it big time on the gun. It used to have, I think, more DPM and more penetration, and yeah, it's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still a very, very strong tank, and when a vehicle gets nerfed, it doesn't always mean that it's ruined. Oh, wow, blind shot. But as you can see, that frontal plate ricocheting right off there. And that's what this tank's able to do, is get those ricochets. So we got the Leopard, and as well, we got the T-28 prototype. Now, my pen is not enough to cut through with standard ammo, but that's why I've got the premium. And wow, I didn't even get spotted from that. So we're just going to pop this once again. Let's get another heat shell into the T-28 prototype. That's 2 shells, maybe a third. Let's aim in here and fire. Oh, baby. There you go. 3 shells and you dead. 741 damage already on the pallet. And that's just what this tank's able to do. You can see that the heat pen is plenty to cut through pretty much any tanks you need to fight. Mobility's pretty nice. Ah, yes, don't you folks know I'm a camper. Let's go for this lightweight. Let's get one nice tap into him. Obviously, as I said, the frontal armor on this tank should be enough to get very, very easy bounces from him, or he's just not even going to bother aiming at me. There you go, finishing off the T-54 lightweight. Who's next? Well, we know the Leopard was sitting in this bush here, but my guess by now, yeah, Leopard is long gone. So let's keep pushing on up here. Let's see what we can do. We got the Houri in mid. I'm going to try and come up behind them, though. I think that's going to be more beneficial to me. Use that good mobility of the Russian mediums. Russian mediums always have such good mobility. It's actually really nice. You get that nice mobility paired with decent DPM, decent gun handling. Not the best, but it's also pretty dang solid. Let's come up behind here, though, see what shots we can dump into the enemy tanks. Here's the WZ, and let's get one nice tap into the rear view, and maybe we can get some more. Come on, keep going, let's go. Oh boy, this is not looking too great anymore for the team, but I'm still trying my best. Let's see if we can keep on pumping shells out. We've got the T-32 over here, which I can't really penetrate, but I can penetrate that cupola. Oh boy. All right, 2 more seconds here before reloaded. 1, and come on, reload. I don't know if this guy's looking at me. No, he's not. So let's go for that track wheel. There you go. Nice pen. Did not break the track wheel, very surprisingly, but still got a nice penetration, so not going to complain. Let's get a shell into the T-32, finish you off, and yeah, this game's pretty dang easy as it is. Honestly, at this point, I don't even care if this guy pens me because we are going to try and kill him here as quickly as possible. Let's go for Le Shide. Ooh, that did hurt a little bit, though. I'm not going to try and get hit again. Yeah. No thank you, Mr. Kampfpanzer. Not allowed. Let's finish you off, and then let's move on to the next target, which would be the KPZ. Now, I am a one-shot for this guy, but I'm hoping that I can use my big brain. And maybe we can get a bounce here on the upper plate. Come on. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And you're dead. So, there you have it. The first game didn't do a crazy amount, but I definitely did the tank's job. And maybe we can just get one snap in here. The Vickers CR was sadly in front of me there when we tried to do it. Wow, that comp pisser, not super happy about that. But you could see that we were able to use the decent armor, get some troll bounces on the upper plate. Really, we didn't get that many bounces there, as you saw, and the Ho-Ri went right through us, but still just shy of 3,000 damage. We could have done a little bit more if, that shot. I don't know why the Ho-Ri's such a troll tank, but for some reason when you shoot at it, just that upper plate, even though it says it's a pen, it just never wants to pen. So, yeah, that's one thing to always keep in mind. If it says the Ho-Ri Type 2 is a pen, double think on that. Maybe even try to just get to the side of him at that point. So what do we have against us again? Wow, another Tier 8 game. Honestly, the reason why we're probably playing Tier 8s, if you didn't know, when you get a new vehicle, it usually gives you better matches for, I think, about the first 5 or 10 games. And judging that this is a vehicle that I don't think I've played, like, ever, this is, like, counted as my first 10 battles, I guess, so it's probably why I'm playing Tier 8s. But against Tier 10s, it still does a pretty solid job. The armor obviously doesn't hold up as well, but if you angle it, and if you use this thing haul down, it has about the same armor as, honestly, a WZ-121B, which is very solid armor. The turret on this tank is stronger than the T-62A, and that's also the same for the hull. Believe it or not, this hull armor is actually better than the T-62A's. It's 120, where the 62A, I think, is only about 100 millimeters thick. So, overall, it is a very, very solid tank. Now, I want to get a shot in that rev, but at the same time, I gotta be careful, because I don't see any enemy tanks yet. Oh, there's the waffle, though. Maybe we can get a nice shot into you. There you go. Nice tap for 313. Maybe we can get another one into him. You never know what the enemy team's going to do. We've got that 95 over here. Let's get a nice bounce on the flat side of him. Huh. I'm going to question that logic wargaming there, but you know what, it's fine. We got the side of the E75, another nice pen, and we're already doing pretty dang solid, as you can see. This is just where the T-54 does a pretty solid job. We got the Rev, who's hopefully just going to pop up a little bit further. Come on. Yeah, there you go. 2 pens into that Rev, and he's not enjoying life all too much anymore for that tank. And I do know that the 95 wants to get some shells into me, but at the current position I'm sitting at, that's going to be a lot harder for him to do. Let's see if we can get some bounces with this vehicle. Come on, get some bounces on me. Obviously, he can't pen that, but at the same time, my team is yeah, they could be performing better right now. I am holding off a pretty big chunk of vehicles over here, but I have a feeling that's not going to be true for much longer. Oh boy, there's the 95, poking that and just whipping a shell into me. Well, let's aim it on you, and let's ricochet him. Gee, this game is not going all too well. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm going to drive away. Let's go for the C75 over here, maybe. Get a nice pen on the side of him. Yeet! There you go. Nice pen there. Nice fire as well. Not going to complain on that. Let's go for another shell into his turret, maybe. Oh, just a little bit shy of penning it. I got to be real careful because obviously that T95 might be a big threat if he plays it correctly. Actually, the Emil's also trying to come onto my side here, but right now what I'm going to try and do is actually help my teammate out from this E75. That's a real deadly tank. Obviously, I don't want my teammate to die, so we're going to see if we can get one more tap in on this guy. Come on, and yeet another shell into him there. Nice 306 pen, and with that, we should be able to finish this player off. Come on, and yeet. Oh, wow, that's very unfortunate to say none the least, but I will tap a shell into the rear of the E75, like so, and now we can move our way onto the Rev. Now I'm going to wiggle this thing, and there you go. That is the perfect example of that haul, getting those bounces. And with that fantastic HE, able to rip that guy into pieces. So there you have it, folks. That's the T-54. Again, it's a great tank, and if you're able to play it correctly, you can truly get some really, really nice games out in it. Now, this 95 was obviously waiting for me, but I'm going to try and play this correctly. I'm going to pretend like I'm going around this side. Let's do that, and then let's cut this side. There we go, there we go. Go, 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 and we are all good in the hood. Okay, now that I'm on the side, and now we are on the rear. So, yeah, this guy, he's not going to be enjoying my company all too much anymore. This is what, again, happens, though, with the T-54. It just has the ability to rip you to pieces. Nice HE onto the rear of the 95 there. Let's go for a... Actually, let's shoot the Emil. Honestly, I think that's going to be a lot more beneficial for me at this point, is to shoot that Emil, finish him off while I've got this 95. And now we can shoot you. Hello, comrade. How you doing? So, there you have it. I thought this game was going to be a lot worse than it turned out to be, but the T-54 did its job. And there you go. 3,940 damage. I don't know if we did any ramming or anything, but overall, there you go, 4,180. Oh yeah, that's right, because we got the fire in the E75. So this is a perfect game to show you how the T-54 plays. If you can use it correctly, it really is a fantastic tank. You saw there that the Revolurise bounced right on my side, and that's because it really is a super duper troll tank to penetrate. And if you use that armor correctly, you will get a lot of bounces with it. Now, obviously, there are certain tanks that'll butter right through it. Vehicles like the T-95, and most Tier 9s and 10s should have enough pen to go through the tank, but if you use the armor correctly, if you're using that turret, it's practically impenetrable to any Tier 8s, and I'd say about 50% of Tier 9s. It depends how much pen they have. The upper plate, it's not going to be great, but if you're using the 5 degrees of gun depression it has, that upper plate becomes very, very troll, and you'll get a lot of bounces. So, overall, it's a great tank. I actually really enjoyed playing it for these last 2 battles, and I will probably play it a little bit more. As always, if you want to see more videos like this, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.